Oh, hello folks, and welcome back to my second part of the fourth series of GTA Online Deathmatch content, so to speak. Now, I figure this time I'll like cover once again interiors, but I'd like to start this one with a bit more of a negative side. And I do mean negative. Now, what you're seeing here is underground Fallout. Oh boy, where do I start with this one? Well, Underground Fallout was actually perhaps one of the last interiors I made. I believe it was either the very last or second last. I don't recall which, but basically, the reason why this is infamous to me is the fact that, well, to put it bluntly, it's fucking broken. Not in the same way that, when I say it's broken, don't think of, oh, it's like, I don't know if I've said this before, but it's nothing like Hospital Pandemic. I know. Before Hospital Pandemic was, oh, it was great functioning, and now you can't even play it properly, and the floors are just transparent, it falls through, and nah, the interior doesn't exist anymore. This is broken gameplay wise, in the sense that it's not through glitches, but it's more like unbalanced. Now, what I mean by the deathmatch, what's team deathmatch being unbalanced? Well, what I mean by that is, okay, just about every deathmatch I do has a centre field, right? And this centre field is where a lot of the action goes on, not the majority, and it's where all the good weapons are. Sometimes there's a bit of, it's not always the case. Sometimes it's a bit more open, you get good weapons here and there, but for the most part, just about all the good, if not the best weapons, are in the middle, right? In this case, it's in that construction side. I don't think I even see in this video properly, but yeah. With this video, basically there's one team that starts at the tunnel exit, which I believe you can access from the motorway. Another starts near the sewer, like subway kind of thing, and you make your way towards the sewer tunnel to get to the construction site, which I believe in one of the two approaches you actually go inside in that for the final heist and that. So again, some people might be familiar with that. But basically, the reason why this is broken is because based on tests that I did back then, and for some weird reason I never bothered to adjust, the fact is that the team that's on the tunnel exit gets to the centre of the battlefield a good 20 to 25 seconds earlier than the other team does. Now, you may be asking yourself or to me, why is that a problem? Well, let me explain why, right? Imagine, if you will, you saw a bunch of good weapons that's covered by like props, or in this case entire interiors, and that. How would you feel if the enemy team was able to get there almost half a minute earlier than you? They're able to get the weapons earlier, they're able to prepare better, and should a bunch of them die, they've got more territory to fall back on, because this is in a case like it's about fighting over territory, and the problem is this is especially bad if you've got weak weapons. This is not a great place to make use of good weapons, and it's hardly any fucking cover. The tunnels aren't very good for cover either. Yeah, not very good. Whereas if both teams met up in the construction bit, there'd be plenty of cover on both sides, and and getting the good weapons just be a matter of whoever gets them first. But here it's like you're almost guaranteed that all the good weapons will be given to that other team. So yeah, it's very unbalanced. And it's a shame really, considering that I remember I was thinking to myself, it was really fucking cool when I first designed this. I thought, oh shit, this could be amazing. And but then it turns out that because of how unbalanced it is, it kinda sucks out just about all the fun from it. I wouldn't say this is terrible. Would I put it in the top 5 or even top 3? Yeah, certainly I'd probably put it in the top 3 actually. But would I say it's the worst? Far from it. It's playable, it's not completely fucked. And I'd probably say Hospital Pandemic's a close 4th behind it. But that's for a different reason. You can still get fun out of it. It's kinda interior, it's just not the way I intended it to be. But yeah, the top 2 has to go to the Scam Deathmatch, because those death matches I don't really use for good purposes, They're the ones I intend to screw people off. In Prison Break's case, I use it to get weapon camos, and that's actually a recent creation by Destiny Newcomb. And in Car Parts Derby's case, I use that to get a high kill death ratio. Although, in saying that, because from my last check, the poor matchmaking system by Rockstar, I don't really see that happening, Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if I will be able to record like those big 20 plus death matches again. Large death matches may be a thing that cease to exist. And I really do mean that. I mean, sky maps are impossible. Interiors are just about impossible. Overall, they'll always be possible, though most of them I fear nowadays will be, say, averaging 8 or less people. Maybe not even that, but oh well, we just have to see what happens with that. But anyway, with regards to Underground Fallout, what would I rate it? Well, honestly, even though it pains me a lot to say this, I can't really give it any higher than a 5. Which I know sounds weird. You think, for it being the third worst, it would be like a 4, even a 3. But honestly, it's not that it's bad. It's just, I don't know. I guess if there's one thing that kind of makes me happy is that the likes and dislikes kind of shows for it, because I think it's only got a 1.5 like dislike ratio. I mean, possibly every 3 likes you get 2 dislikes, so at least it's more or less accurately represented. I can agree with that. I mean, it's not that well designed. Yeah, the location's unique. Probably not many people have probably done this, but the execution was pretty bad. Great idea, terrible execution. Oh man, it's just a fucking deathmatch. It could have been so much more. It's like, but I think that's what lays the problem there. What could have been, what should have been. These are things I just don't look at. I look at what it is. And what I'm seeing here is just, quite frankly, not that good. I mean, most of my death matches I would personally say are pretty good. And I mean, I don't know the general consensus of, say, the more mature people, those who do death matches often. I'm not sure if they would agree with me. I mean, they might say, oh, these death matches are really good. Like, for examples of, let me think of some of the better interiors. Yeah, IHQ Pandemonium, Biohazard Outbreak, Micromania and Franklin Frenzy, they're all really good on that. And like show for it as well. To a lesser extent, I'd say FIB HQ Meltdown, and let me think. What's the other one again? Hold on. Oh, what was that again? Oh, fuck, I can't even remember. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Yeah, that's how I just remembered it. Yeah, to a lesser extent, I suppose Ocean 11. That's not too bad an interior either. But yeah, generally, I feel like with all the jobs that I do, for the most part, I put a lot of effort into. And even the scam death matches I do, like, if I'm going to do a scam death match, I'm going to try and do it well. And even if it means it has to be deceiving, because that's the point. And if it's a novice scam, people are going to fuck off and that. But if you can at least disguise it, you can keep it around till just when you're starting killing, get just that maybe a good 20 or 30 kills more, And maybe even more so if people continue to stick around. Like, the worst thing you can do about scam is make it clear that you're omnipotent, like, you're preventing them getting any kills. If there's still a chance that you can still maybe say get 20 kills in second place, they will go for it. As long as they can still fight each other and, be savaging for second place, then, you're getting people to stay. And that's what Carpet Deal was really good at, Problem is that because it's a medium-sized death match, which is 8 to 16, I'm honestly not sure. Like, I loved it before because it didn't take that long to get people to join. Now though, I honestly can't say the same thing, like, now it's like, yeah, I just don't think people to be able to join in that, but, oh well. But yeah, concluding with Underground Fallout, yeah, I would say it's a pretty terrible match. I say terrible in the sense, in comparison to my other jobs, like, it's not good. No. Maybe to the average person say, it's flawed, but it's okay. No, to me, it's fucking terrible. And that, oh, it's fucking terrible. Like, really bad. Oh, if only. If only. Oh man, it's actually funny though looking at it, because that's pretty much what I'd be like in comparing this to all the other jobs. I'd be fucking face palming this disgrace on that. I should have. Honestly, I just don't get why I didn't go back and change all that. But oh well. So anyway, okay. Well, until you cover, you know what? Actually, no. I'll cover the FIBHQ espionage deathmatch first. And yeah, once again. Yeah, some of it got cut out, although fortunately in this case it was only about 30 seconds, so I guess that's not as bad an offender. Although you ought to have seen some of the other cut videos, especially some of the more recent ones, because honestly, I swear it's never been this bad. Like, I'd say maybe at worst I'd maybe lost 2 minutes in this, but now it's like some recordings lose more than half the fucking video, and I mean, come on. That's a fucking joke. But anyway. There's a lot of things with espionage that makes it a bit glitchy. Now, you see this platform that I'm on the now, right? See how I've got a box there that kind of looks like you're meant to climb on top of that little tiny edge there? Well, there's a bit of a problem with that. And it's why this interior is not perfect. At least for first person mode anyway. Now, see, the thing is, normally in third person mode you'd be fine. You'd be fine, you get stuck on that side, you just climb up the box, try a few times to, get an edge, and then, that should be you. And you'll probably wonder what the fuck I'm doing there, commit suicide. Well, that's because, it's impossible to climb in first person. Now, I've tried it a couple other times, and it just doesn't work. And, I've tried countless times, and, it's glitched up the ass. But, what I would say about it is, I think this deathmatch, it's certainly better than fucking, what's it called? What's it? Yeah, it's certainly better than Underground Fallout. Let's just put it that way. I don't know, if I'm giving Underground Fallout a 5, I would probably give this a 6, or if I was being generous, probably a 7. I don't know. Although again, I feel that's more down to personal preference. This, to me, it's... honestly, in some ways, I feel it's a bit too claustrophobic. And I don't know why, because Biohazard Outbreak has a similar layout to this. And, I don't know. I don't really like this environment thing nearly as much as I do, say, with that. But, oh well. You get these things happening. But, what I would say about this deathmatch is that, unlike Underground Fallout, it's at least balanced. Assuming you play in third person mode as to avoid that small glitch and that, but other than that, it's not terribly bad. But here's the funny thing actually, and this is something I also wanted to bring up with this map, was the fact that for a good while, I didn't even realise that there was another whole section to the FIB HQ. And I pretty much thought this was it, and I didn't even bother containing it, because I thought it was just self-contained, much like Pandemonium, Mycomania, Franklin Frenzy, and such. Here, though, it's still self-contained, but, what I didn't realise is that you could have had access to another whole area, and I just wasn't having that. So, when I found out about it, I decided to make a little small modification to this and contain it. Even though you can still climb up top to that little small shelf and chances are nobody's going to bother looking for you there. Maybe, unless they throw an explosive or something, but you know, they might just think you're on a different floor or something, like, you know, down the floor beneath. But yeah, other than that, like, yeah, and when I get to covering the FIB HQ meltdown, it'll be pretty much the same thing. Like, you know, I've blocked the same, it's actually the very same door, you know, so both of them are absolute equals, and you know, yeah, I'm fairly sure, like, maybe I might be wrong on that. It might have been the next door after that, but I'm pretty sure it is actually the that one bit. But yeah, well, yeah. What I do know though is that, yeah, with regards to this deathmatch, yeah, I honestly feel that it's perhaps an interesting one to note in the sense that, you know, this is actually, from what I've seen actually, is perhaps one of the more popular deathmatches to try and do things interior wise, like, because I see the FIB HQ pop up quite often actually, and I don't know if it's referring to either this environment or meltdowns or perhaps both. And because if you think about it, if you combine both meltdowns and espionage environments, you've pretty much got an environment that's potentially bigger than Biohazard Outbreak. And mind you, Biohazard Outbreak was more than enough to fit, you know, 16 people. So if you've got an environment that's even larger than that, well, fuck. You know, you've got quite a big environment indeed. Yeah, big area to work with. Oh, man, you know. I will say this though, and that, you know, whilst this deathmatch isn't terrible, or even I'd say it's bad, and that, I don't know, I still don't like it as much as I do with others. And I mean, yeah, I'd probably say a 6 is more fair than giving it a 7, because a 7 implies that you're actually kind of liking it more than you do dislike, whereas I feel 6 is an average, you know? Like, I personally don't feel the people's popular average of 5, or the critics' professional views of 7s as averages, you know, I don't agree with them. I'd say a 6 is right bang in the middle, you know. Still expect you have some standard, but not like super high standard, as the critics do, you know. And I'm surprised that's not been implemented. I mean, fuck. Don't you think a 7's a bit too high, and 5's a bit too lenient, you know? I'd say a 6 is just bang on, and that, but oh well, could just be me favouring over, you know, my lucky number 6, and you know, never was 7 to begin with, but yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else to say about this deathmatch other than what I've already said? Let me think. Honestly, not really. Like, you know, like I said, the weapons aren't particularly, like, I don't think these have advanced weapons, unlike Meltdown, which does have the advanced weapons. I mean, I suppose the closest you'll get is RPG and that, you know, but I think back then they were only had 2 rockets per pickup, so yeah, it's more powerful than what it's intended to be, and that, you know. Yeah, I'll never understand why they did that switch, and that, you know, going from 2 rockets to 5, and then going from 20 grenades to just 10 for the grenade launcher. Oh yeah, that, and the fact that you get, I think, let me think, I'm trying to think for explosives, and because you never got 8 before, never. I think maybe it was 2 if you didn't, 4 if you did, but yeah, it never used to be 8, and but, oh man, yeah, regardless, that was pretty ridiculous, you know, but yeah. You want to know the funny thing about this though? Yeah, it's the fact that, you know, you're seeing outside with the interior, they see all the, you know, buildings and cars and shit. And yeah, yeah, it's pretty weird because, like, you don't see that from the outside, but from the inside you do. It's one of these things about hiding props in a way. You know, like, it looks looks something like one way, but if you look at it from another way, it looks completely different. I don't know, you know, and that's one of the most obvious examples, because if I think you could climb out of that, if you do get in the right positions, you could climb out of that. But then when you fucking look, you know, as you're falling, it looks like it's a place you should never be able to actually jump out of in the first place, you know. But oh well, it is what it is, you know. Oh but man. So yeah, concluding the FIB HQ espionage. Good, bad, or in the middle, or even ugly, like fucking. That goes to show how much I've played it. Yeah, if I really fucking play it, I'm gonna follow it. Yeah, I'd say it's somewhere between the middle and bad for me, but only in terms of comparison, just in the grand scheme to home jobs. I don't know, assuming 4's the worst. I don't know, yeah, it's kind of bad, but it's not the worst, you know. But yeah, there's far better jobs that I have that you could be playing, you know, but who knows? What might be pretty shit for me, or even just kind of bad, might actually be really good for someone else. So, there you have it, folks. That's the end of the second part, and as usual, I'll be doing one more part. So, yep, I'll be seeing you guys then. Till then, folks.